Hello, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Happy New Year to you. I know it's not quite the new year anymore, but I didn't broadcast last week because I was on hiatus. I took a vacation. I took some downtime. For the very first time in my career as a self-employed person that I can remember. It's possible I've done this before, but if I did, it was long ago. Usually if you're self-employed, and you probably are going to feel me on this, when you take time off, you take time off in order to do something, right? So a conference or a vacation or a visit your relatives, you take time off because you have to do something. I took time off because I listened to advice from other people who are smart. So because I took advice from other people, I took time off to do nothing. I did nothing. It was awesome. I highly recommend it. It was really good. So part of doing nothing was not doing a live stream last week. So I did not do a live stream last week, but here I am this week. And I am here back talking about something that I sort of left off with in December of 22, which was was it the last live stream I did or the second to last? Anyway, the lovely and talented Amy Schiff, who is an independent voice teacher and also a music director and theater director from upstate New York. No, not upstate New York, just New York. Sorry about that. Sorry, Amy. She wanted to know, her question was, if I have a student of popular styles, a singer of popular styles, what do I do with them? She's already good. What am I supposed to do? So we had a discussion about that. And since that time, since that time, I've gotten quite a bit of feedback about that. It turns out Amy's question was a very good question because a lot of people were feeling her on that. Because here's the thing, right? When somebody is headed into the classical music pipeline, we know that it will take them years to train them as singers, to learn the repertoire, to learn the musical values, all this stuff, right? Never mind just how to sing like that. It's kind of a big deal and it takes a long time. We generally know that what they're going to need in order to continue to move forward on their path, because the framework is very fixed for that genre. Fair enough. But what do we teach pop students, right? Popular styles are not about that. What about the lessons where we're sitting there thinking, oh my God, you already sound great. I just don't even know what to do with you right now. What you're thinking, what do you need me for? What can I do? Friends, I am here to tell you, they need you. They really do need you, especially if you have teens or young people. They need you. You know why? Because you know stuff they don't know. You know a lot of things that they need to know. And also, and this is kind of another discussion, but there will be a number of those. This will be another discussion situations today, but they need you because of the unique and precious relationship that they have with you. You represent a very unique place in their life and their heart and their minds. And so we don't want to just shrug our shoulders at them and go, you're good, bye. Although we may have days where we want to say that. But overall, in the macro, we really don't want to do that. So today I'm going to do a little flyover, right? I'm not going to get really hard into anything. I'm just going to touch on some things that you can do in your lessons with them that they need from you. And I'm going to visit 3 categories and put some ideas under each of those categories. Now, these are not singing things. Per our, where is it? It's there. Title today, the unsinging. These are not singing things. I will talk more about each of them, particularly if I hear from you saying, hey, Meredith, will you talk more about this? And I can give you some resources if you want them. So we are going to touch on 3 categories. I'm going to put 3 things under each of those categories, as is my way. And we're going to try to help our clients who sing popular styles to be the musicians that they want to be. So stay with me and we will look over all that stuff, and you will leave here today with some great ideas and some wonderful things to chew on today, okay? So I'm going to introduce myself. I am Meredith Colby. I am the author of Money Notes, How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces neurovocal, a way to approach popular styles, singing for popular styles that is based on brain science. I teach professional development classes. Well, I teach private one-on-one to adults and professional singers. I also teach professional development classes for voice teachers and coaches. I have neurovocal teacher training classes coming up starting next month, February, and in April of this year. Now, the February class only has one more spot in it, so if you want to join us, I'd love to have you join us. These classes are designed for independent and adjunct voice teachers who have clients of popular styles and contemporary music theater styles. And we are going to approach ways to teach them based on brain science that's healthy and sustainable and honors the kind of music that they are singing. So that is a class. You can get more information at meredithcolby.com about that. And I hope you will join us for either the February class or the April class. Now, I mean, they start then. They're not starting and ending then, but that's when they start. So please join us for that. If you hear something that makes you go, oh, that's a good thing, or anything positive, please give me a heart, give me a thumbs, give me a heart, give me a thumbs. Put hashtag that in the comments. So, because you know what, you guys, I got to tell you, or on YouTube, will you just like it? Because when somebody like me, and there are lots of people like me out there that are offering you free content, we're just sort of making the time. I put on makeup for you all today, because I haven't been wearing makeup either. So we're making the time, and we're trying to bring you valuable information, and we don't ask for anything in return except that you click a button. So, and I'm not just saying this for me because I seldom just say things for myself. I'm saying for all of us. Anytime you are online and somebody gives you something of value for free, give them a thumbs, give them a heart, give them a comment, because that's how they can measure their metrics and get, well, just trust me, it's a good thing. It's helpful. It is helpful to us. Now, my freebie today, speaking of valuable content, let me just share this with you. If you put UNLESSON in the comments, you will get the link to an opportunity to sign up for my freebie today, which is 2 PDF downloads, one for your student, one for you. If your student is taking online lessons with you, and a lot of us have stayed online either in whole or in part post-pandemic. So if you have students who are online with you, this is a download. You can just send them to it as is. You don't have to redo it. Just send it to them as is. It has pictures, it has links, and it's just sort of like, here's how we can make the most of your lesson. Sound. Can they hear? Can you hear? What is the lighting? How is their camera? All that stuff. And it just will help everybody have a more positive and beneficial experience with their online lessons. And then the second download is called Your Studio Mic Setup 2023. I don't know if I put a date on it. Your Studio Mic Setup. If you're on my mail list, you already got this for free. You don't have to do the download. I mean, you don't have to do the putting in that, or if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the link in the comments below. But again, if you're on my email list, you don't have to do that. You'll just get it in your inbox. And that is a nice little setup that includes a let's do this together video. You can click on the link, and the video will walk you through the setup for this, mic stands, mic cords, a couple of good solid mic options, and then a really nice little monitor, called a spot monitor. And they're all really inexpensive. In fact, somebody even sent me a message on YouTube saying that the spot monitor is on sale. So it's like $70 or something, $79. It's really cheap. So it's just a great little studio setup so that you and your students can be working on the microphone. Because if you're teaching singers or popular styles, not optional, y'all. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. So please do that. get that download. If you're on my mail list, check your mail and get that, because you can just click the link, download, no big deal. If you do not have that yet, put UNLESSON in the comments or go to my blog page, or if you are on YouTube, check the description below and you can get that. All right, here we go. And all like that. Off we go. Is it? Yes. Okay. So, all right. So our topic today is about UNLESSON, right? What can we teach them that's not singing if they're already singing great, or even if we feel a little bit stuck? And these are things we can do that are not singing that will really benefit them as singers and as musicians, because let us assume that when we're the voice teacher or the voice coach, we are all things music to them. So they might have a choir class, or they might be in a music theater class, or they might be in a band, but we are probably the only person in their life. If they're singer-songwriter, they might have a guitar teacher, but let's assume we may be the only person in their life that's giving them one-on-one music education, performance art education. So while we are comfortable focusing on voice stuff, we can really help them by teaching them things that are not just voice stuff. So the first thing I want to look at today is performance skills. So this is something that this is in my top 5 list of things I wish some grown-up had told me when I was coming up. Singing is a performance art. We forget that. We have students who don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. We have students who don't want to video themselves unless they're being really goofy. They don't want to do anything seriously. But the reality is, singing is a performance art. We are absolutely within our realm of expertise helping them create the performance part of singing. So for instance, their look. You can talk to them about their look. You think anybody else is going to? Probably not. In a serious way, not just dinking around, but let's play around with a look. There are different kinds of looks your student might want to explore. And this is your teen student, but this is also your adult student who is out there gigging. Because I got to tell you, I've seen a couple bands in the last month, and in both cases, the lead singer didn't really have a look. So, it's not a bad thing, but it's also not a good thing. So, I don't know. That's not fair. Whatever. If somebody wants to have a look, they should have a look. But the idea is to A, be cognizant of that, and B, know that it's okay. Know that singing's a performing art. It's okay to have a look. So, for instance, you can have a plain look, like Ed Sheeran. Like Ed Sheeran, who wears black t-shirts, or Adam Levine, who wears white t-shirts, or like Avril Lavigne tends to dress down quite a bit. Katie Lang would often wear just jeans and a t-shirt. So that's a thing, a look. Or some singers like to look very elegant, right? Taylor Swift likes to look very elegant. P. Diddy, or no, he just goes by Diddy now. Pitbull. Those people, Jennifer Hudson, they like to look very elegant when they perform. Then there are singers who like to be surprising, who like to sort of catch us off guard, where we're like, what? Who really reach out, like Katy Perry or Lady Gaga. Obviously Madonna was famous for that, Nicki Minaj, Harry Styles, people like that. So there are different ways to create a look, and we can help them explore that and talk about that. Another thing is use the mirror. If you have a full-length mirror in your studio and you're seeing people live, you can do that, because you are the person who's going to say to them, okay, now when you do this high note, let's say it's a music theater song, okay? And you do the big note, and I want you to put your arms all the way out like that. Just spread them out like that. And you're the person who can say to them, hey, student, that feels weird, right? Doesn't that feel weird? And they go, yeah, that feels super weird. And you're like, I know, it feels so weird. Look in the mirror, though. let's do that together in the mirror. And you do it together in the mirror, and they go, and you say, does it look weird? Does it look as weird as it feels? And they go, no, it does not look as weird as it feels. So then you can sort of explore, let's do some stuff. Let's see what feels weird inside your body and what looks kind of fabulous in the mirror, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys use the expression penguin arms when you're coaching. Sometimes when I'm coaching someone and they want to keep their elbows really close to their body, I call it penguin arms, because it feels more comfortable internally to the singer to sort of have the arms close to the body, but it doesn't look good generally. Mostly it doesn't look good. So helping them see what the response, right, what the visual is of what they are gesturing and how they look when they stand. And to that end, also, same deal, video. So video is so powerful. And if you have young students, they are so accustomed to video. Right on, let's use it, right? You can have a day where you're like videoing them. Set up your tripod and just go video them. And then you and the student can look at it together. You can go, hey, student, what did you like about that? And what did you not like? What did you feel like represented you well? And what is like, oh, that felt okay at the time, but I didn't really like the way it looked. You guys can do that together. What a great way to spend a lesson, right? To really raise their awareness of their appearance as a performance artist. They are singers. Singing is a performance art. Okay, so the next unsinging thing you can do. Whoops. Oh, I want to remind you. If you're just joining me, put UNLESSON in the comments below, or you can, if you're watching on YouTube, you can find that in the description below. Or if you're on my mail list, check your junk or spam if you haven't heard from me, because you will get today's free download, which is your studio mic setup and how to have a great online lesson. So those are free to you. And also, I want to remind you to go to meredithcolby.com and find out about the neurovocal teacher training. I have one more spot in my February class, and in April, I have another class, which no one has signed up yet, so that's good for you. Only 12 people are going to be allowed in that class. So yeah, these are very small, very high-touch classes, you guys. So if you want to get information about that, go to meredithcolby.com. All right. So the next thing is how to listen, right? The language of music. Oh no, sorry, I skipped. We'll get to how to listen in a second. The language of music, things that you are going to use. Now, some voice teachers are very strongly opinionated about teaching music literacy, the staff and the reading of the notes and all of that stuff. If your student is going into music theater or classical, that stuff is not really optional. They have to learn. But if your student is in popular styles, it's kind of optional. Like, yes, it will probably empower them, but also they may never use it. So if they're not really using it, they won't remember it and it won't matter anyway. So we're talking about students of popular styles today. So we're going to stay with that idea, right? That they're popular styles. These are things that they need to learn. There are other things that they can learn, obviously, but these are things that they need to learn as singers of popular styles. The first thing they need to understand about is song form. You can teach them song form. You could literally spend half of a lesson or even a whole lesson on song form, because when you are a singer, you have to know song form. Otherwise, so most of your students' understanding, and I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, if you haven't taught them this is what they think. Even if they've been in choirs, if they've been in music theater, when they look at sheet music, it starts here. It ends there. It's a straight line. They don't understand about song form, but popular styles all rely on song form. Music theater might not. Classical probably doesn't, but popular styles do. Song form is really important. People have to be able to recognize both intellectually and orally. They have to know how to recognize song form, and they have to know how to communicate song form. So that's a really important thing. And if you don't know about song form, it's time to learn. It'll be easy because you're a musician. You already basically know what's going on. They need to know about keys. They're singers. They're singers. They need to know that they don't have to kill themselves trying to sing in keys that are wrong for them, that they don't sound good and they don't feel good. They can ask to have the key changed, but they can't if they don't know what a key is. And so you teaching them A, what a key is, and B, how to recognize when something is a good key for you, and then C, how to ask for that. So those are really important things for a singer to be able to do. And they need you to teach them that, because they're going to be too embarrassed to ask anybody else. They might be too embarrassed to ask you. They might think it doesn't matter. I know for a fact that you have students who think that they have a key that is similar to their shoe size. Like if I could only find my key, I'd never have to learn another key in my life. Like that's what they think. So you have to help them with that. Please help them with that. That was keys. Oops. Wait, did I do something wrong? No, that's okay. And identifying styles. That's another part of musical language, being able to communicate with people, whether they're songwriters, whether they sing in bands. Okay, if they are if they're fronting a tribute band and they only are ever going to sing Fleetwood Mac songs for the rest of their lives, then fine. They don't need this. If they're in music theater, they probably don't need this. But if they're in any kind of the popular realm where they're going to be involved in recreating or creating music, they need to know about the different kinds of styles and grooves. They need to know that there are some basic Latin grooves. They need to be able to say, this is a Latin groove. Is it a samba? Is it a salsa? Is it what kind? Is it a Cuban? Is it a Cuban Afro jazz? What are some of these basic, these basic styles of rhythms? You could start with just like, why is it called jazz? Why is it called rock? What's the difference between jazz and rock? Why do they sound different? And how can you communicate that? So if you've written a song and it's basically a rock-ish song, but you want a little bit of a swing to it, how do you communicate that? Oh, look, this is a 12/8 song. Notice how there's sort of a little bit of a swing feel built into that 12/8 feel. That might be a lot for the very first time. But if you have talked to them about what are different styles and why they matter, why it matters to be able to identify them and talk about them, then when it gets to the more, the finer points, like what I just described, then yay, they will already have that vocabulary to be able to talk about that and be informed and be intelligent and be making musical and creative choices. Yay, you gave them that. Okay, the last thing is how to listen. See, I'm way over time. Darn it. Okay, I will try to do this faster because I'm going to do a whole separate live stream on this particular subject, so I'm not going to go out over this really fast. So what they normally do is they learn a song well enough to sing along with it, and then they sing along with it, and then they stop listening, right? That's what they do. But what they should do is spend a little time listening to singers, particularly singers that they love. Again, I'm going to go through this really fast because we're going to do another one that's more specific about this. They should listen to textures. So help them understand that registration is not just about high notes and low notes, right? Registration is not just about pitch ranges. It is about things your voice can do in these different registers and how those offer different textural choices to the singer and how fun that is. Onsets. Onsets are not really a thing in classical because there's only one onset that is, I mean, there's exceptions to every rule, but generally there's only one onset. But in popular, there are a lot of onsets. In fact, on my YouTube channel, there's a popular video that is 5 types of onset, from also on my blog, 5 types of onset for CCM popular. So you can check that if you want to, but more importantly, and pursuant to what we're talking about today, listen. Thank you for the thumbs. Listen, teaching your student to listen. So just going, okay, we're going to listen to Adele sing a little bit of Easy on Me, right? And we're just going to listen to how is she starting each phrase? What's she doing? And let's tune up their ears. Teach them how to listen. It takes intention to do that, and it's really important. It will expand their stylistic vocabulary, and we like that. And then the last thing is, of course, the thing that they are most interested in, which is melodic variations, alterations, and embellishments. And so a lot of them don't understand that when the singer goes to the second verse and the melody's a little bit different on the second verse, does that mean that we did that thing where the song starts here and goes here? No, it doesn't. We still used song form, but the singer chose a melodic alteration. They get to do that. You get to do that, student. So how does that work? Well, you get to choose notes that are within the same harmonic structure as the chords progress along. You get to do that. That is one of the benefits of being a popular singer of popular styles. So you can show them that and help them understand that embellishments are just that. They're not written into the melody. They're embellishments. And that they, as the singer, also have the opportunity to create embellishments. So how fun is that? So again, I will talk more about this particular thing later, but I just wanted to give you guys the overview of performance. I mean, let's do this real quick. Nope, that wasn't right. Try again. Here we go. The things that you can spend lesson time on that are important and not singing for your singers of popular styles. Performance is one. The language of music that they need to be able to speak, and teaching them how to listen. Those are all super important things. So I hope I've given you something to chew on today. Again, check my website, meredithcolby.com, for information about my upcoming classes, and check your inbox if you're on my email list, and have a great week. Bye-bye.